My name is Kemisola Bolarinwa. I'm the founder and the CEO of Nextwear Technologies, and I'm the president of the Women in ICT Foundation. I'm an innovator, I'm an inventor, and an entrepreneur. My passion for technology is something that I've gotten when I was still young. I would say when I was in college. That was when I had a passion for innovation. So it has been part of me. STEM, let me say STEM, not just technology alone. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics were part of me while I was still young, when I was still in college. I think that was when I discovered myself to this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be an innovator, an inventor. I'm going to use my skill set to solve real life challenges. So that was something I've known when I was still young, and I've grew up the passion. I've been growing it, over the years. After I left secondary school, I got an admission to the university to study electrical electronics. So it has been something I really love. And after then, to meet up with the emerging technology, I also furthermore to learn about robotics and embedded system. So currently I'm into robotics and embedded system, but I'm utilizing that skill set now in the field of wearable tech, where I use the skill set to solve health challenges, real health challenges now in the field of wearable. So it has been something I love so much. It's my passion, actually. Like I said earlier, my passion for STEM, for innovation, for technology, or for STEM generally, is what brought me into advocacy for STEM education, advocacy STEM education for girl child, because I realized that we have few female representation in STEM field, and there's need to for more women to join that space. So I felt okay, a way of tackling that challenge is to go deeper into the roots of why are we not having more female representation in this field. So that brought me into going to schools, going towards the girl child and young women, encouraging them to choose a career in that path, encouraging them to embrace STEM subjects in schools, especially mathematics, which is like the major problem, the major challenge for them, to pursue career in that path. Mathematics is something that they see as something magical. So talking to them to let them know there's nothing magical is in mathematics. One of the ways we are using to encourage them. And also, I also implemented hands-on. What I remember when I was in college, I joined JET Club, Junior Engineering Technician Science, and this club really helped me a lot because it was based on hands-on. It's all hands-on class. So everything we're taught in class about maths, about chemistry and all of that, I was able to apply. So that really turned my life, round about innovation, about technology. So that same technique is what I'm bringing in my advocacy now. Bringing in real life application of what they're being taught in school. So this is also helping them to catch their interest in STEM field, and also changing their mindset, because most of these girls have this mindset of this field or this space is just for male alone, is a male dominated field. So we're trying to change their mindset. We mentor them, and also telling them about choosing a good role model. You have to like myself. I remember I have so many role models in tech space and outside tech space. So these are the people I look up to whenever I see them. In fact, when it's taken to a state where I need to relax, okay, I'm tired of the whole vision. When I see my role model, I look back to them, to their record, I'm like, okay, they keep me motivated. They keep motivating whenever I want to relax and all of that. So this is part of what we are doing for this girl child, and it has been so awesome. The turnout has been so awesome, and we've been seeing the impact, though it's a bit slow, but we are heading ways. Well, I will first, before I talk about my knowledge or how I utilize intellectual property, I want to I'm talking about how I say interpretation of intellectual property to me. I see intellectual property as my idea, my perspective, or my the way I look at things. For example, there's just a challenge, that needs a solution. Your perspective is your intellectual property. If my own perspective is different from your own perspective, to tackle that challenge, that same perspective, or that idea is my intellectual property. So that's how I see IP generally. And I've been utilizing IP in the world of technology. I'm into deep technology. I'm into deep tech. I'm a woman in technology, and I've been utilizing IP, innovating existing, solution. The little idea or the little contribution I made to that innovation, or I made to the solution, is my IP. Though it has already been innovated, actually, is an innovation or is a solution that has been existing. But I'm bringing it another dimension, to arrive at that same solution, or adding to that same solution, adding little contribution to it. So that is my intellectual property, and that is what I'm doing in my field. Aside that, I'm an inventor. I sit down, come up with think of different ideas to approach a challenge, new ideas to approach a challenge. That is my intellectual property, and that is what I'm using. I'm about IP. What I do, my daily activities in my company, my daily running as a woman in technology, as an entrepreneur, I've been on IP all through. So it's something, you coming up with idea and all of that is something that you hold to yourself. So it's my intellectual property and something I've been using, it's part of me. Let me say that. Intellectual property is part of me. So the challenges I've been facing as a woman in tech, or as a woman in IP, is I would say the first thing is lack of awareness, and this is the problem. It's a general problem, actually, not just for me alone as an entrepreneur, but for all entrepreneurs. Lack of awareness. Some entrepreneur doesn't even know what IP is. They don't even know their IP. They believe until you invent something, that's when you can have a claim. That's where you can say you have an intellectual property. So lack of awareness, we need to be aware about this IP thing, that okay, this is what, if you're able to come up with something like this, that is your IP, the idea or whatever you're chipping to to an organization, or whatever solution is your IP. So I think aware and the lack of awareness is one of the challenge. And another challenge is lack of people or someone, a lawyer or IP personnel to put us through. When it comes to your claims now, like I said, I'm an inventor, and I have claims. I'm a woman in deep technology. I had just little, knowledge about all those things. So, when it comes to that, I remember when I was trying to document my idea, my patent and patent registration for the smart bra device I invented. When it gets to that patent, I put just 5 claims there. So I have to call people, within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, because it gets to a stage I have to call people outside Nigeria. And when they look into it, I never knew that it's up to 20. I can have up to 20 to 25 claims. And to me, I put just 5 there. So lack of this information and people to put it through is part of what the challenges we are facing as a person or as an entrepreneur in managing IP solutions. So another thing is the environment, lack of resources, which is part of what is affecting me myself. Like I said, I'm in deep tech. I do more of hardware. The resources are not really readily available, and the policy, the government policy, is not even encouraging at all. It's not encouraging. For instance, now buying, we have to get components to build up our solution, and this component we have to keep getting them from abroad. You get them from abroad, mostly from Germany and China and US as well. Dollar exchange, it's killing. Imagine an entrepreneur that wants to sell a product and you want to make an affordable product, to the public, and you're buying your production, you're making your production with 760 exchange rate. What do you expect? These are the factors affecting, in terms of resources. The components are not even readily available here. So all these are what is really killing entrepreneur and also killing hardware developer. Let me put it that way, because tech space comes in two forms. either hardware or software. I'm in a hardware sector. The software sector doesn't really have that much problem because you can just think of your solution within 1 month, 2 months. The solution is out and you start making money with it. But hardware is never like that. You can it's R&D. It might take you 3-4 years before you actualize your solution. So this lack of resources is one of the major factors affecting. Then lastly is support. When I say support, I mean funding support. Majorly, the support is not there, and it's really killing most talents in Nigeria. It's killing most ideas, the youth. I do say to people that Nigeria is so blessed with vibrant youths. With the youth we have here, we can turn this country around within few years, and we just we'll be able to meet up with our counterparts in the Western world. But these people, these youths are not encouraged. They are not getting support at all. I've met with so many youths in tech space coming up with great solution, but at the end of the day, they just keep the solution somewhere. The solution will not see the light of day because there's no support from anywhere. So this is another major challenge facing IP in Nigeria, and which needs to be look inward into, because I believe if those challenges are half solved, I'm very sure our country, Nigeria, will go places, and this will also contribute to the GDP. Well, it's 2023 Intellectual Property Day, and I'm so happy that this year's celebration is dedicated towards women, inclusion of women in IP. How women are striving in IP, and I would say to my co-women out there that like all the speakers, the event have been so awesome today. People have spoken, and it's something remarkable. And I would say that as a woman, you shouldn't look down on yourself. That okay, because when we hear the word IP, it has to be you inventing or whatever. No, it's not about that. I also want us to do more research on this IP thing. You can talk to your lawyer, talk to the IP, the intellectual property office near you about what IP really means. So I believe it's something we can do, and I would say we should always believe in what we have, because this is what has helped me all this while. It's something that has guided me all through my career path. I'm working in a male-dominated field, and what have been driving me, it's that I always believe in what I have, that potential, my charisma. I always believe in that. So when I see someone trying to talk less of my ability, I will tell them no, because there's something in me telling me it's something I can do. So there's nothing you can say to talk me down or to pull me back. So I will also talk to our women out there, because this year is dedicated to women. I would say always stand up for what you can do. Don't let anybody look down on your capacity or your potentials. Thank you so much, and happy celebration.